I'm straight, but I support all people. I do.
Tophia supports all people. She does. And with that being said, you guys want to see the clip where she turns on Gaza and all of Palestine?
I'm having a hard time trying to understand the Gaza situation, but I think I understand it clearly. That apparently the people in Gaza, or, you know, the Muslims, the people that mostly voted for Trump, literally are like, oh, you voted for Kamala or whatever. You know what? If that's the case, if you never wanted us to help you with your situation in Gaza, and you didn't want our support, then don't ask us. So, with that being said, I guess that must mean that we're lifting the, what do you call it, the boycotts on things. I think I might go have myself a little Big Mac when I can, you know. I think I might start going back to drinking Mountain Dew or Baja Blast.
There's more of this clip, but like, the people in Gaza who voted for Trump. What? That's phenomenal. Here's the one problem with this clip, though. I mean, there's many problems with this clip, but she tries to say she's speaking on behalf, and I'm saying this quote unquote, for like all black people. She's saying that people in Gaza don't care about black people's help, and they're all gonna stop like following the movement. Who are you to just speak up and say, we're done, I'm gonna go have a Big Mac? And she did. You bet your ass she did.
Because, you know, if you don't really care about our support and you don't want our support, then screw you. Like, why am I going to be supporting a cause that doesn't even care about black people? Like, that doesn't even care about minorities. And you fail to realize that you have black Palestinians yourselves, but you're like, nah, F this. Like, you want to give Trump the vote? Good luck. When Trump does nothing for Gaza, and you will realize that, you're going to wish you have our support. And when you're crying out, help us, us black people are just going to turn our backs on you and not give you the support. Turn our backs and tell you, you didn't want our support, bye-bye. Like, don't ask us for help. Not anymore. You know what? I don't know. So a part of me feels bad for, I don't know if I should keep sharing Gaza stuff or not, but you know what? I got your message loud and clear. Do it yourself. Have a good day. So let's talk about it while I'm shopping. You said you don't want me on Red Note Good. And you obviously don't care about the Chinese people, because one girl is bawling her eyes out because now she cannot receive news because everyone flocked to this Chinese app, and the news that they were receiving, that because they don't live in China, they separated by IP addresses. So the Chinese people that live here in America, their IP address is international, meaning that whatever news is being aired in China, they won't be able to see it. So if something is important and they need to see the news because of, you know, their family, or make sure everything's okay in China, you know, because they're here in America, they can't do that. So you won't be able to see Chinese people that post content on Red Note, and the people in China that are on the Red Note app won't be able to see your videos that you're posting from America, because now the IP addresses are going to be separate. They're already in talks of that. There are a lot of Chinese people who are crying because now they cannot receive news. So yeah, you know what? And not only that, you just gave your information to a Chinese app. And I know people are going to say, well, all apps have our information. When you delete the app, they still have your information stored. When you delete the app, they still have access to all your content. They can use it however they want. They don't have to pay you. It's a communist country. People fail to realize that you can be extradited from here to China if you break a law and have to face years in prison in China. And you think that's bad. Chinese prisons are different than American prisons. They're very different than American prisons. People think that it's like free speech over there. The LGBTQ is censored because of how they are, and Chinese people fail to realize that. Social justice things cannot be posted there, like racism, all of that sorts. It's not going to fly on that app. It's just going to have to be kiddie videos and makeup tutorials or recipes. And it's not going to show you real life. You're not going to be able to post racism or talk about that stuff, and real life matters are not going to be allowed on Red Note. So to all you people that flock to Red Note, you ain't going to get reality when it comes to like what's going on in the real world, because Chinese app is gonna heavily censor for all those being like, I'm learning Chinese to go to the Red Note, or ha ha ha. No, the Chinese people that are dragging us on Red Note are not dragging us because they're being funny. They're dragging us because they don't like you on that app. Because now they're realizing how their app just got screwed up. So now you're getting dragged by the Chinese people who are on this app, not because they find you funny, because they really don't like you. Like, and I'm trying to share this video of this girl bawling her eyes out because now she's not going to get news because you wanted to save TikTok for protest. And that's what you get. I don't know what to tell you guys. You need to read the terms and conditions of that app and delete your account right away. That's all I'm going to say. Have a good day. The one thing that annoys me the most is that people are now trying to sway others to vote Trump. Like, they don't like Biden, so now they're trying to say Trump is better. So a guy that tells people to inject themselves with bleach, and stupid people will do it, is better for the country. COVID is getting worse, and he has done nothing but fight with Falco on COVID and refuse to listen to this man who clearly knows what he's talking about because he's in the medical field. He said he would also date his daughter if she wasn't his daughter. He said grab her by the, and that guy got hate, not Trump. But yet everybody, and I'm talking everybody, is now voting for Trump. Systematic racism still exists. Black Lives Matter. Please vote. And if you haven't voted, please let your voice be heard and vote blue. Thank you. And I saw your comment where you said before you pull the race card, I'm black. First of all, I'm not going to pull the race card. Second of all, what was Kamala Harris going to do? You guys act like Kamala Harris was the one that was supposed to be passing these laws when she was vice president. She couldn't overstep the president, so let's talk about that. Joe Biden did ask for a ceasefire at the end, which Trump is now all undoing and saying he wants to clear out Gaza and send more bombs to Israel. You're the reason why a lot of people are being mass deported, because the ideology is like that. It's either you voted or you didn't vote. So if you're saying that Kamala was just as bad as Trump, you didn't vote, and not voting doesn't work for anybody. I would have rather, which is why I went and did my part, I would have rather had her than to have someone that is spewing hateful ideology. Because I live in New Mexico, mind you. I saw an ice truck, and my people, because I'm also black and Hispanic, could also be affected. Like, my family could be one of the people targeted by this hatred. Trump is undoing everything that Biden put into place. You know that, right? And you act like Kamala Harris holds this power to a certain extent to stop what is going on when that's not the case. You fund a genocide because you pay taxes. It goes straight to Israel. And you failed to realize that if we were to just quickly pull out like you asked, right? If they were to just say F it and then just like not mess with Israel, it would have caused a World War III. And who do you think is going to go fight in that World War III? Because it ain't going to be you. Why would they want to risk American people's lives and cause a World War III just because you think that's how it works? They couldn't immediately pull out or stop funding Israel, or they couldn't have immediately just cut ties with Israel, because that would have caused a World War III. Now we're still going to have a World War III with Trump, but obviously we have way more harmful policies. A lot of companies rolled back their DEI, so now they can be openly racist and not hire you. We have mass deportations of people, and mass deportations not only of Mexican people but Haitians, because it also affects other people of color being sent back to their countries that are in an active genocide. Not only is Gaza in a genocide, but other countries are in a genocide. People fail to forget about the other genocides going on besides Gaza. My family is greatly affected on both sides. So when you talk about this, like, oh, It sounds like you didn't vote at all and it didn't help anybody. Your vote is the reason why there's mass deportations. Your vote is the reason why Trump's hateful ideology is able to pass. Mind you, he's trying to pass a bill there is already a Republican drafting up a bill so we never have to vote again. So Trump could stay in office forever. Thanks. I don't care what opinions are. I don't care who's bad or who's worse, but the better choice was Kamala Harris, and you had a choice to vote and you didn't. That says much about your values as anything else. If you claim to stand for Gaza, then you would speak up, but you haven't. And with that being said, have a nice day. Bye.
Before I get into this video, I need everybody watching this to acknowledge that Palestinians did...
Yes, you did, Maya, because not voting for Kamala Harris is the reason why Trump is in office. You said you wasn't voting Kamala Harris and you're not voting Trump, so you refused to vote. And refusing to vote is what caused Trump to do this to people in Gaza. Did you know that you got a ceasefire at the last minute from Joe Biden only for Trump to want to turn around and revoke that? Joe Biden. They were the ones who got that ceasefire deal. Now Trump wants to revoke. Yes, you cannot sit here and absolve yourself and say, well, because I didn't vote for Trump or I didn't tell people to vote for Trump, it's not my fault. Kamala Harris had great policies. Whether or not you didn't like some of them, it would have helped other people. You only think about Gaza's and Palestinian. You don't think about the minorities that are now going to be affected under Trump's presidency. There you go again, only thinking of yourself. You were anti-black. You caused black women to be attacked. That one woman got attacked constantly in her videos because of your post. And you want to sit here and say like, oh, it wasn't me. Oh, I didn't do that. Yes, you did, Maya. You're the reason why minorities are being targeted now. Why there's mass deportation, because you said you wasn't going to vote at all. Not voting at all is the reason why we are here. The reason why it's happening to your people in Gaza. You would have never known what Kamala Harris would have done if you would have used your brain. It doesn't make sense. You vote Kamala Harris or you allow Trump to get into office, either or. There was no third party. There was no not choosing to vote. You had to vote Kamala Harris. That's all minorities asked. You caused black women to get attacked. You're anti-black. You literally don't care. You want to absolve yourself of being the problem, but you are the main reason why. Where's Jill Stein? Ask yourself that. She's not here. She's nowhere. She's silent. You want to come back and absolve yourself and say, I'm not the reason why Trump is in office. Okay, well then if you didn't vote, 20 million people didn't vote. This was like record lows. More people voted for Joe Biden than for Kamala Harris. Now we're stuck with these policies of mass deportation. We're stuck with Trump, who now wants to try to make it where he can never vote again. And there's actually a Republican drafting up a bill so that people will never have to vote again. He wants to draft up a bill for Trump to keep him in office for infinity. Thank you, Maya. Thank you. So do not sit here and say that you are not a part of the problem. Not voting is the problem. And if you don't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. All of a sudden, now it's not your fault. You want to cry that you got bullied. I'm a 22-year-old getting bullied. Well, then get off the internet, because you're the problem. If you can't see why what you did was a problem, then I don't know what to tell you. Thanks to you, Trump is in office. And I am going to say that it is your fault. Take accountability. I'm not going to eat it. I mean, McDonald's is being boycotted. I can't have anything spicy because I have heartburn, acid reflux. Plus, McDonald's is being boycotted. Who cares? Well, I do, because they're being boycotted. I'll eat it. I'm not going to throw these fries away, okay? I'm not advertising McDonald's. The DoorDash sent this, and I probably have a screenshot sent to me already as we speak. I don't have an excuse for everything. Just get mad at the Discord. Why is it my fault that they sent McDonald's? That's not on me. I didn't pay for that. No, it's okay. They're just spamming Palestine flags. Free Palestine.